My thingy.
Oh, yeah, it's on the monitor.
Can't think of what it is. That's
Not going yet, so.
We're not going yet.
We're live.
This is the thingy. Okay, you ready? Okay, it's June 27th at 4 p.m. I call the city council to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing on your stack there is the June 13th city council meeting minutes. Are there any additions, corrections? None. I would entertain a motion to pass the June 13th minutes. Make a motion to accept the June 13th, 23 council meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Reports. Are you giving the fire department report or?
If you'd like to be brief.
Well, I didn't know if you had anything. Go ahead.
Well, I want to make sure that I'm sure Kurt wants, does council know we're sending the big truck back?
Yes,
Okay, you're all aware of that. You probably know more about it than I do, but just know that it's
Yeah.
leaving this week.
confirm.
You know, it's funny, we've heard something in right with that thing since you got it back.
Okay,
Right now,
okay. And I have one thing on the reports, I guess I'll go there. I want to thank Marcia and her zoning ordinance committee for all the work they've been doing the last year or so. But we seem to have identified a lot of issues that we need to change, and so we are now to the point we are going to turn this over to our city attorney to start rewriting some of it. Paige, you just want to give them a brief what you're gonna work on?
Sure. What we've done is we've identified a number of issues, some large, some small, in the different ordinances. One of the current difficulties in using the ordinances previously, amendments were not actually incorporated into the body of the ordinance. So you'd have the ordinance, and then there'd be an actual separate document that had the amendment. So you had to kind of try and read the ordinance and then find out if it had been changed. So I'm taking them each individually, I'm making revisions. And what triggered this is to address some provisions regarding short-term rentals. But this has allowed us to do things like, well, the last couple of days I've been working on amending the definitions section to include quite a lot of language that we routinely use but isn't defined, update some of the language, and then we'll present that for you folks, and you kind of do this piecemeal. And as I'm working on, say, the next zone ordinance, say our commercial residential, if there's any amendments that are in a separate document, I will take that language and incorporate it into the main ordinance so that which is traditionally what happens. And then so whatever ordinance you pull up, that will be all of the language in that ordinance, and it will be the most recent language. And then there'll be legislative history at the bottom. And we'll be doing this kind of piecemeal so that it gets done. It's easier for me to work on one ordinance, get it done, and get to you than get them all. That's what we've been working on the last couple of days. And it will allow us to address some outdated language that's in some of them, some inconsistencies, and bring them up to date, make them more complete, and make them much more user friendly for both you and the public. When they pull it up, they can see it. This is the whole ordinance. It's it's plain language. It's, easy to follow. And, I think that will help you tremendously in if nothing else, in terms of going forward, it will be much easier if you find that you need to make a change. It will be easy for you to make those changes as they come in, as opposed to waiting for now where the entire code really needs a lot of attention.
Okay. And then once you get that a draft, we'll all get copies and we'll have a workshop so we all can look through it.
And one of the things we really wanted to focus on was reviewing and making sure that enforcement options were clear and workable, and that penalties, that the penalties were also clear there. Because without enforcement and penalties, the code itself, it isn't very workable, and then you folks can start addressing non-compliant properties. Mhm.
Okay, next thing, new business. We have lot lines, there's actually two of them here for Harley Wilson. And there are 50 lots at 625 Northwest 36. No, that's the address. What's the address on this?
There is no sign of it.
It's a bare lot.
Okay, bare lots. And he's changing it to 3 separate lots and changing lot lines.
We will, when he gets that done and approved, we will have to assign 3 addresses. He's after. Along the highway.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Entertain a motion to pass the 2 lot line adjustments for Harley Wilson.
Or 200, just making sure there were 5,000 square feet. Yeah, I make a motion to accept the parcel 903, to be divided into 3 lots for Harley Wilson.
For the second,
All second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have a refund for a water deposit for funds.
Yeah,
Why?
because she moved out,
But she moved in. She moved out and then
but
moved.
it's already on water.
Oh,
It's stage stop water.
is it a separate water bill? No?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, I just, wondering if it still would follow if it was a new one.
And how much is the refund?
150.
Do I have a motion to, refund her 150 deposit?
Want to make a motion to deposit current refund?
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And now next.
We have an extra one. Then we have a zoning permit for Merritt's at 151 Granite Street. He's putting up a storage building, and my understanding it's in the same footprint as the one he took down.
Correct.
Yep.
So the setbacks and all are the same. No.
200 and, yeah, 201.
Okay, entertain a motion to pass the zoning permit of Mark Better.
I'll make a motion to pass the building permit for this new storage building for Mike and Ken Merritt.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And then we had an additional zoning permit for Todd and Barb Higginbotham. Sitting at the shop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is already county.
Any discussion or concerns on this?
I guess I think our proper procedure is gonna be from now on, we will be contacting, Baker County to make sure that, that there's all of the permits are okay with the county before, we okay any additional buildings, so they're not out of compliance. So we can approve it pending or contingent upon, they're up on all of their permits for the current house or the current building.
So,
It's more and making sure that everything here is lawful.
so do I have a motion to approve this with the approval of county? records?
I want to make a motion to approve the Higginbottom shed, as long as it complies with Baker County on current permit.
For the second,
I'll second that motion.
all in favor,
Aye.
opposed? And then we have a refund for business license. Marcia, you want to explain that?
Because the business license was for, an STR, which is in a non-conforming use right now in that zone. We're not gonna charge business licenses until we get it into the ordinance to cover the STRs.
So,
So we will refund our business license.
so do I have a motion to refund her for business license?
I'll make the motion to refund the business license.
For the second?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say further now.
Do I have a second? Marcia? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then in addition to new business, we have an application, a request, the new Outlaw Bar and Grill having their grand opening on the 8th. And they have requested that they have a beer garden. For the grand opening, they've gotten the permits that they need, and they just asked for the blessing of the city. My only concern was, that because of our ordinance at 10 o'clock, everything would be shut down, anything outside.
Submitted for 8 o'clock, so.
Oh, 8 o'clock, okay,
Yeah, is what we.
Then we're good. okay,
We figured as soon as it starts getting dark, we don't want them outside anyway. so.
okay, and that would be great. So, any discussion or concern? Do I have a motion to approve the beer garden for the new Outlaw Bar and Grill until 8 o'clock on the 8th?
I'll make the motion to accept the, outdoor bar for the grand opening for the Outlaw on July 8th.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And I don't have any old business. Councilor comments. Darrell, do you have anything you need to bring up or comment on?
Not really. I think we're addressing the issues that have been brought up. I've been getting some complaints from residents on certain issues with dealing with multiple RVs on properties, but looks like we're addressing that situation with the code issues and stuff and zoning. So
Okay.
not much to say on that until that's done.
No, that's good.
Charlie?
No.
Jerry?
No.
Public comment? So I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.